There is nothing outside of yourself that can ever enable you to get better, stronger, richer, quicker, or smarter. Everything is within. Everything exists. Seek nothing outside of yourself. Get beyond love and grief. Exist for the good of man. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. You can only fight the way you practice. The primary thing when you take a sword in your hands is your intention to cut the enemy, whatever the means. Whenever you parry, hit, spring, strike, or touch the enemy's cutting sword, you must cut the enemy in the same movement. It is essential to attain this. If you think only of hitting, springing, striking, or touching the enemy, you will not be able actually to cut him. Do nothing that is of no use. Perception is strong and sight weak. In strategy, it is important to see distant things as if they were close and to take a distanced view of close things. Today's victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. If you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything. It is difficult to understand the universe if you only study one planet. In battle, if you make your opponent flinch, you have already won. If you do not control the enemy will control you. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. From one thing, know 10,000 things. You should not have any special fondness for a particular weapon, or anything else, for that matter. Too much is the same as not enough. Without imitating anyone else, you should have as much weaponry as suits you. The ultimate aim of martial arts is not having to use them. Do not regret what you have done. Do not sleep under a roof. Carry no money or food. Go alone to places frightening to the common brand of men. Become a criminal of purpose. Be put in jail and extricate yourself by your own wisdom. To know 10,000 things, know one well. All men are the same except for their belief in their own selves, regardless of what others may think of them. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight. And the only reason a warrior fights is to win. A bullet from a gun does not make a distinction between practice and combat. You are training to be one and the same way in your life. 1,000 days of training to develop, 10,000 days of training to polish. You must examine all this well. You should not have a favorite weapon. To become overfamiliar with one weapon is as much a fault as not knowing it sufficiently well. If you are not progressing along the true way, a slight twist in the mind can become a major twist. This must be pondered well. When you attack the enemy, your spirit must go to the extent of pulling the stakes out of a wall and using them as spears and halberds. Nobody is strong, and nobody is weak if he conceives of the body, from the head to the sole of the foot. as a unity in which a living mind circulates everywhere equally. What I call the void is where nothing exists. It is about things outside man's knowledge. Of course, the void does not exist. By knowing what exists, you can know that which does not exist. That is the void. In strategy, it is important to see distant things as if they were close and to take a distanced view of close things. In the strategy of my school, keep your body and mind straight and make your opponent go through contortions and twist about. The essence is to defeat him in the moment when, in his mind, he is pivoting and twisting. You should examine this well. This is a truth. When you sacrifice your life, you must make fullest use of your weaponry. It is false not to do so, and to die with a weapon yet undrawn. The important thing in strategy is to suppress the enemy's useful actions, but allow his useless actions. Whatever the way, the master of strategy does not appear fast. Of course, slowness is bad. Really skillful people never get out of time, and are always deliberate and never appear busy. To become the enemy, see yourself as the enemy of the enemy. The true science of martial arts means practicing them in such a way that they will be useful at any time, and to teach them in such a way that they will be useful in all things. Under the sword lifted high, there is hell making you tremble, but go ahead and you have the land of bliss. You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor. No man is invincible, and therefore no man can fully understand that which would make him invincible. It is difficult to realize the true way just through sword fencing. Know the smallest things and the biggest things, the shallowest things and the deepest things. It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is. And you must bend to its power or live a lie. When in a fight to the death, one wants to employ all one's weapons to the utmost. I must say that to die with one's sword still sheathed is most regrettable. It is said the warrior's is the twofold way of pen and sword, and he should have a taste for both ways. Even if a man has no natural ability, he can be a warrior by sticking assiduously to both divisions of the way. Polish your wisdom, learn public justice, distinguish between good and evil, study the ways of different arts one by one. A man cannot understand the art he is studying if he only looks for the end result without taking the time to delve deeply into the reasoning of the study. When your opponent is hurrying recklessly, you must act contrarily and keep calm. You must not be influenced by the opponent.